আসসালামু আলাইকুম, শুভ সন্ধ্যা। এটিএন বাংলা ইউকের এখনকার আয়োজন এডুকেশন আওয়ার আপনাদেরকে স্বাগত। আমি সিরাজুল বাসির চৌধুরী আপনাদেরকে শুভেচ্ছা জানাচ্ছি। আমরা চলে আসলাম নতুন টপিক নিয়ে কথা বলার জন্য। আমাদের আজকের টপিক রিমেম্ব্রেন্স ডে। সো টুডে ইজ 11th of November 2020. So today is a very special day for this country and for many nations around the world. So Remembrance Day আমাদের টপিক, আজকের টপিক, today's topic. We will be talking about importance of Remembrance Day and what is Remembrance Day. We'll have 3 students from 2 different schools. They'll be joining to talk to us about Remembrance Day, and they will be sharing some special facts and maybe a poem or a bit of story about Remembrance Day. And Remembrance Day is a part of history, and history is one of the important curriculums in primary, secondary, in any institution in this country. Now, when we will be talking, obviously we would like your children, they will listen to facts and history about Remembrance Day, and obviously it's very important, and that's why we are celebrating this day every year on 11th of November. So Remembrance Day topic নিয়ে কথা বলবো। আপনাদের কোনো ফোন কল, কোনো ধরনের কোনো প্রশ্ন, কোনো ধরনের কোনো sharing, if your children they would like to do, please do. Our program today, we are broadcasting on Sky channel 779, and also we are on Facebook, Atn Bangla UK.tv. Our website is www.atnbanglauk.tv. আমাদের ইউটিউব অ্যান্ড ফেসবুক লাইভ যাচ্ছে, আপনারা প্লিজ শেয়ার করবেন আমাদের ফেসবুকে, আমাদের প্রোগ্রাম দেখবেন। তো আমাদের আজকের সবই গেস্ট, আমাদের ফার্স্ট সেগমেন্টের 3 guests, they are joining us through video link. I'm going to introduce my 3 very special guests. My first guest, Sabira Bhuiya from secondary school. I think she's in year 10 or 11. Sabira Bhuiya, assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining today through our video link. Obviously, today is a very special day, Sabira. And okay, so today, because of a special day, we will be talking to you about Remembrance Day. So welcome to Education Hour.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have another guest, another special guest, I will say, young guest, Ryan Ahmed, year 6 student. Assalamu alaikum, Ryan.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you today?
I'm good.
You're good,
How are
only
you,
good,
sir?
not very good. How was your school today?
I'm pretty good.
Very good. You are saying only good, good, good. Anything special?
So we learned about animals and animal conservation. Also, we did a workshop.
Very good. We will talk today. Our topic is about Remembrance Day. Obviously, is a part of history in your school and many other schools, and all schools in this country. We'll be talking about Remembrance Day. So welcome to Education Hour. We have another very special guest, another year 6 student, Anisa Sultana. Assalamu alaikum, Anisa Sultana.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you today?
I'm good.
You are saying good, like Ryan. Not very good then. Just good.
I'm
Yes?
very good.
Very good. I like to hear that. Very good, very good. So how was your school today?
It was nice. We learned about how to make clothing.
Ah, this is very good. And today, do you know it's a special day, Remembrance Day? Do you know?
Yes.
Yes, you know. So we'll be talking about Remembrance Day. And because it's a part of history, we'll be asking you something to share with us as well. Welcome to Education Hour, Anisa. So if I call you Anisa, if I call you Ryan, and if I call you Sabira, I hope it's okay. 3 of you. Is that okay?
It's okay.
Excellent. Sabira, so
Yes.
tell us, what do you know about Remembrance Day?
So Remembrance Day, it's also known as Poppy Day, as it's a tradition of wearing the poppy, as it symbolizes it. It's a memorial day. It's observed by the Commonwealth member states since the end of First World War to remember the members of the armed forces who died in the line of duty during the conflict. Um, the tradition was first inaugurated by King George V in 1919. Um, it's um, it's observed on the 11th of November in most countries to record the end of hostilities of World War One on the date in 1918. It's the hostilities formally end on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, and the armistice, which is the Treaty of Versailles, which was signed in 1919. It was signed by the Germany between 5:12 or 5:20 of that morning. So so every 11th of November at 11 o'clock, we held 2 minute silence for the memories of these soldiers who fought for their lives for the country. And the First World War was ended in 28th of June 1919. That's
Okay, that's very good. You told us some facts about First World War. And there was another war, Second World War, isn't it?
yes.
Okay, so maybe I would like to ask two of you. I mean, if I come to Ryan, so in your school, did you do anything? As Sabina mentioned about 2 minutes silence at 11 o'clock. Did you do that in your school? Did you
Yes,
observe 2 minutes silence? Anisa and Ryan.
yes, after we finished our lesson, there was 2 minutes silence and about remembering the people who fought in the war.
Thank you very much. Anisa, what about yourself? Did you do the same as Ryan?
Yes, I did the same as him.
Oh, that's very good. So this is something very special. And Sabina mentioned about armed forces, but during the war, there are many other people also died. Men, women, I mean, in the line of their duties, doctors, nurses, many other people, they're helping soldiers as well. So many millions of people, they died. And we are remembering them on 11th of November, yeah? And at 11 o'clock, that's why we observe 2 minutes silence. But this year, do you know what happened? Due to COVID-19, we had problems. There is a special place in London we call Sanataf. You know about Sanataf? Any of you? It is outside, well, near Downing Street. Every year, Queen and the special people, as you mentioned, Samira, about Commonwealth leaders, they go there to lay wreath, yeah?
Yes.
On Remembrance Sunday. That happened last Sunday, yes? But this year, due to COVID, it didn't happen. Like, it wasn't a big gathering. So some special people, they went to lay wreath there. So we are going to watch a short video clip just to see what happened this year. So if I ask my technical team, please, if you can show the video where they are laying wreath on Sanataf. Please, thank you.
Three, two, one, go.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone, for watching this very special clip from this year. Due to COVID-19, they had to, all the special people, they had to maintain some social distancing to observe this special day. Last year and year before, other previous years, thousands of people and war veterans, they go there, they used to go there to lay wreath. But this year, due to this COVID-19 restrictions, things didn't happen that well. So, Sabira, if I come to you, I have got a special book here, Remembrance Day. I'm holding this very special book actually, and it's a nice book actually. So many information here, facts, as you mentioned about some facts. There is a very special poem, Sabira, about Remembrance Day. There are many poems, but one is very, very special because the last battle took place, in a very special place. It's called Flanders Field. And there is a very special poem about Flanders Field. Yeah? Do you know this poem?
Yes.
Would you like to share this poem?
Sure.
Yes? What do you know about this poem then?
So it's written by John McCrae, who was the lieutenant colonel, and he was Canadian, and he wrote this poem during World War One. He was inspired to write this after attending a funeral of his fellow soldier, Lieutenant Alexis Helmer, who died in the Second Battle of Ypres.
So may I request you, if you know the poem, or if the poem is handy, would you like to recite this poem for us, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
In Flanders Fields by John McCrae. In Flanders Fields, the poppies blow. Between the crosses, row and row, thou marks our place, and in the sky, the larks, still bravely singing, fly, scarce heard, amidst the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago, we lived, fell dawn, so sunset glow, loved and we were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up a carol with the foe, to you from failing hands we throw. The torch, be yours to hold it high. If we break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, through poppies grow in Flanders Fields.
Wow. Ryan, Anissa, you can give her a big round of applause. That's a very famous poem actually about the war, and after the war, the person who just wrote. And fantastic, Sabira. Thank you very much for your action as well with the poem. You recited so well. Thank you very much. Ryan and Anissa.
Thank you.
Earlier, Sabira mentioned about the First World War and Second World War. So one of you, who would like to talk about First World War? Any facts, if you know, can you read out for us? If you can, please. So who would like to start? Who would like to start for First World War first?
Me.
Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah, would you like to
The
read out?
Yes.
Please, go ahead.
The First World War started in 1914.
Yes. Anything else? Any other facts?
And there was two powers or teams. The first side was the Allied powers, including Great Britain, France, and the other side included the other side was called the Central Powers, which included Germany and Austria-Hungary. Many people were killed or wounded in World War One.
Excellent. That's very good. Maybe we'll hear more later on about this. And, Anissa, would you like to talk a bit about Second World War? Have you got any information ready to share with us?
Yes.
Please, go ahead.
World War II began when German troops invaded Poland on 1st September 1939. World War II lasted from 1939 all the way to 1945,
Okay.
which many countries were involved in the war. They each took sides, either with the Allies or the Axis.
Okay, you can carry on. Any more information? Any other
The,
facts?
the main Axis countries were Germany, Italy, and Japan. The main Allied countries were Great Britain, the United States, France, and Russia.
Wow, this is very good. So you told us some facts about what happened. I mean, who were those people? When did it start, and who were in Allied force, and who were against them? And you shared this. So two great wars, yeah, took place, and millions of people they died. Millions of people they suffered due to the wars, and we really don't want any war to happen in the future. Now, what else, Ryan, do you know about Ryan, do you know about First World War? Any other fact would you like to share? I know you shared some. Would you like to share any couple of more facts?
Yeah, the
Please,
World
go
War
ahead.
One. The World War One was called the Great War until World War Two. Remembrance Day is 11th November every year, the same day that World War One ended. It is also known as Armistice
Yeah. Go on.
Day. Poppies became a symbol of World War One because they have grown around some of the places where battles were fought. A soldier named John McCrae wrote a famous poem in Flanders Field, which is the one that
That's great. Anissa, would you like to share a couple of more facts about Second World War as well? If you have, I mean, I know you shared already some, but is there any fact? Because it's good for us to share these, and other children, those young people, or whoever is watching our program, they will be benefited definitely to know some facts about history, about Remembrance Day.
World War II ended in Europe on 8th May 1945. This is also known as VE Day.
Okay, the day it ended, they call VE Day, Victory Day. Is that right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's very good. Sabira, this is very good. Ryan mentioned about your poem, Flanders Field poem. So, do you think, Sabira, in secondary school and primary school, in any institution, we should teach our children about Remembrance Day?
We should teach them because they need to know the history of the country,
Yes.
as well as how people have sacrificed their lives in order to fight for the country, for the betterment. And now if due to the war, we are all united, and this that's
Because we come together, isn't it?
exactly.
So we come together
Yes,
to fight
together.
against, yes, that's correct, yes. And also, you unite people, isn't it? Yes.
Break it, Jabo.
Yes, that's very good. Sabira, I will say goodbye to you for a short while. During the last segment, I will ask you to join again. And Ryan and Anissa, you stay with us for a short while for second segment, and then we'll talk about your school. Anissa and Ryan, your school, Mayflower School in London, is a very special school. Something happened, and we'll talk about this. প্রিয় দর্শক, আমাদের একটা ছোট্ট বিরতি যেতে হবে। বিরতির পর আবারও দেখা হচ্ছে, আমাদের সাথেই থাকবেন।
Good, well done. Do you need some Vaseline?
It's great, and I need to go toilet.
Yeah, cookie. মানে দেখছি টেলিভিশনে বিরাট বড় টিভি দেখবো বলে
3, 2, 1, go.
প্রিয় দর্শক, বিরতির পর আবার এডুকেশন আওয়ারে ওয়েলকাম ব্যাক এগেইন. So you are watching our program live on Atn Bangla UK 779, and also we are on Facebook. Do share our program on Facebook and YouTube as well. Our website www.atnbanglauk.tv. Our topic today is Remembrance Day. Today is a very special day, 11th of November. At 11 o'clock, we talked to 3 children earlier during the first segment. They observed, and all of us, we observed in this country and around the world, 2-minute silence, because we are remembering those heroes laid down their lives during the wars, but especially First World War and Second World War and other wars and conflicts around the world. Men, women, those people also helped, doctors, nurses, so many other people as well, millions of people. And we are remembering, and also 2-minute silence, observing. Also we are praying for them as well. 3 students, they shared lovely stories and facts about Remembrance Day, about First World War and Second World War. So, I have still Ryan, Ahmed, Ryan, welcome back. Anissa, welcome back. And also, I have a very special guest. One of the teachers from Mayflower Primary School in London. We invited the teacher to come and join.
Sure.
And very kindly, after whole day work, this teacher joined. So welcome, Mr. Jonathan Daniel. Good evening. Can you hear me? Yes. Can you please talk a bit louder so I can hear?
Yeah, no problem.
Yes, I can hear now. How are you today?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. So may I call you John or Jonathan?
John, thank you very much.
John will be good. Thank you very much, John. So, what did you do in your school today? 2 of your students mentioned something you did this morning. What did you do?
So we've been studying Remembrance Day at Mayflower Primary School, not just my class, across the entire school, because we recognise the importance that it's played in our history and in helping us become who we are today. Today, my students looked at the poem In Flanders Fields, which I think somebody's already read out on the show.
Okay.
We analysed the poem, we looked at the kind of language, reflected on it, and spoke about how the mood shows us what society would like at the time. On top of that, they created their own poems, and we've been making copies and all things like that.
That's very good, very, very special. May I ask you, I know you are teaching and very experienced teacher in school, and your school is very special. Your school had a very special history during First World War. So do you think teaching our children about history is important?
I think it's imperative. It's a chance for them to look at how society has changed and developed over the years. And it's a chance for them to kind of build a legacy for the generations to come for them. So yeah, I mean, in school we have a particular kind of, well, we place importance on history, of course, but World War I is particularly important for us because of what happened during that time in school. So in 1917, there was a bomb that was dropped in the First World War, which actually killed 18 students. So for us, it's really important that we remember those innocent children that lost their lives.
That's very sad. And that's why, Anissa and Ryan, do you know, your teacher mentioned about something happening in school? That's very sad incident took place over 100 years ago. So did you learn about that?
Yes.
Yes. So would you like to tell something about this? What do you know? And your school is very special. A couple of years ago, yeah, our Queen, Elizabeth II, who visited your school. Yes? Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, both of you, any of you, can you take your turn to say something about that? Anything special about that event? Or maybe what happened during the war, as your teacher mentioned already?
So the Queen came because of the children that died because after the first bombing, because our school was the first school that got bombed, and it wasn't on purpose, it was on accident.
Okay. Anisa, would you like to add something to that?
It's about how in 1917 a few children got bombed during World War One, and how we have to remember them.
Yes,
The students
definitely.
that died.
It is a part of your history, and especially in your school, very sad moment. Obviously, every year you remember them and those people that died, and it's a good way to remember those died in war as well. So I have got a very special video about your school when Queen visited. Just a short video clip. I don't know whether you can see yourself or not, but may I request the technical team, can you please show this very special moment when the Queen visited the special school in London, Mayflower Primary School in Poplar.
That's yours. Could you read to the Queen what it says? Could you read it?
Teach some joined up.
We do. This is joined right.
No, he doesn't.
This is excellent. Anisa and Ryan, may I ask you something? Do you recognize any adults or any children by watching this video short clip? Yeah?
Yes.
Who did you, can you tell any names you recognize, yo? Any of your friends, any teachers or any adults or any member of staff?
I remember Ben.
Yes?
He was my year 3 teacher.
Good.
And also, I don't think I can remember any other
Okay,
teachers.
all right. Anisa?
Anisa Hangis.
We are having slight technical difficulty with Anisa's. Maybe Anisa, if you have technical problem, what you can do, you can go out and join again, hopefully, or you'll be fine. There is a technical hiccup. So, dear viewers, we are watching this particular doing this episode about Remembrance Day, and we are talking about importance of Remembrance Day. Today is 11th of November, and today at 11 o'clock, people, students, everyone, they observed 2 minutes silence, and we are showing a school in London, Mayflower Primary School. They had a very special program a few years ago, and the Queen and the Duke, they came to visit the school because the school was bombed over 100 years ago. So it was like a centenary after 100 years. So they invited Queen and the Duke to come to visit them. It was a very special event. And we invited a teacher as well as 2 students from the school to talk about that, and they did share the story, because the sad story was the school was bombed and 18 young children that died during the First World War. Now, if I ask Jonathan, John, now Thank you very much to three of you about. Oh, Anissa is back now. Anissa, can you recognize anybody? Do you?
Yeah.
Yes. Who do you recognize?
A teacher at my school's here.
Okay. So good. You know some people then. Maybe a few years ago, about 3 years ago, you were quite young. Now you're in year 6. I know. John, your school during the COVID time. Can you tell us what is happening, just in brief? I mean, how are you teaching children? How are you supporting children?
So we are trying to keep school as normal as possible, just to make sure that they have kind of a semblance of real life there. We are working in what we call bubbles. So essentially each class, each Tuesday, they're not allowed to work alongside younger children or children that are older than them, to make sure that we aren't crossing paths. So there's a one-way system in school. Children have to wash their hands every time that they leave or come into class. It's all, it's very different, but they've adapted really well to it.
That's great. I mean, I have received an email from one of the member of staff from Mayflower, Mr. Farhad, and he mentioned about we are asking, he's raising, because you are talking about the resources. So what is happening? You are raising some funds for buying some special equipment like laptops for children, because school needs more money. I mean, all the schools, they need money, obviously, to buy some computing stuff for the children that can do online teaching and learning at home and in school as well. Obviously, you need lots of resources. And I believe, how many children are in school? Around 400?
Yeah, it's about 400.
400. So what is happening? What about the resources? I mean, I'm going to read out this in a minute, but do you know anything about that?
Well, I mean, we are quite fortunate in that we have access to some digital resources. But if we were to go into another lockdown where the school had to close again, there would be many, many children that wouldn't have access to a tablet or a laptop. And then obviously their education will suffer because of that, because we want to be able to teach them safely online. But if they're not able to access the learning, then we are limited in terms of how we can support them and how we can help them. And this kind of digital deprivation has a massive impact on their educational outcomes and essentially what they become when they're older, their jobs.
Okay, Anissa and Ryan, your teacher mentioned about the resources. Would you like to say, are you raising some fund to buy resources like laptops for the children?
Yes.
Do you know anything about that?
Yes, so
Yes,
we'll
go
try
on.
to run and look so that we can raise money for the school.
Like a sponsorship, yes?
Yes.
Good. Ryan?
So like anyone can sponsor.
So any
Alright.
parents, anybody, those are watching program, obviously, you know, any institution that need money, if they want to if you donate money to, they're raising funds to buy laptops for children, and they need lots. And this teacher emailed me, we are asking for help to raise money to purchase laptops for our children to use at home in case of lockdown. And I mean, he mentioned about the technology has become an essential part of our lives and is a vital skill for those entering the workplace. The laptops will also help us further the teaching of computing at Mayflower, so that by the time children move on to secondary school, they will all be computer literate and have a good understanding of coding. Coding is very important, definitely, is a very special skill. I'll be asking John in a minute about the coding, which will further improve the educational and life outcomes of children in one of the most deprived areas in the UK. Obviously, London is a cosmopolitan city and a lot of many schools, and they need resources as well. So to help us achieve this, we have launched a virtual challenge: run, walk, cycle, 5, 10K, 5K, 100K. So there's a leaflet there. Obviously, we can't see the leaflet here, but you can visit the website and you can register. It says www.mayflower.towerhamlet.sch.uk. So if you go to Google and write Mayflower Primary School, so they will tell you what to do. So this is very good. I can't read the whole leaflet anyway. So Mayflower Primary School's virtual challenge, and you can support if you are parents, if you are a guardian or anybody, you can support the schools to raise funds for the resources. John, they talk about coding. So what is coding? Can you tell us about this special skill?
Well, coding is essentially being able to use computer programs, design computer programs, debug computer programs. So it can get quite complex. It's essentially learning another language. And you think about today's job, we're all using computers. Computers are of the utmost importance in our lives. And it's about making sure that children are capable when using devices, essentially.
Definitely, this is very important. Ryan and Anissa, do you use laptop or iPad or computing in school and at home?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, what do you do? Can you mention something, any special task would you like to share with us, please?
Teams.
Any of you, Ryan, can you start?
So we use this app called Teams to do homework or work that our teacher has sent with us.
Okay. So Teams is a special program, Microsoft Teams, yeah? You use from home to finish your homework online. So do you think it's helpful to do at home, sometimes homework on Teams?
Yes.
Yes. Anissa, what do you think?
Yes, I think it's very helpful so that we don't forget our learning.
Okay. But nowadays you are doing a lot of online learning due to COVID-19. We have learned, all of us have learned new way of living and learning as well. How do you see this? Anissa?
I see this as very helpful because we need our education.
Yes. So do you think both of your parents and guardians and big brothers and sisters or siblings, so do they help at home to do your homework, or can you do by yourself?
Sometimes,
Okay, Ryan, start and then Anissa. Thank you. Ryan?
I can mostly do it myself, but sometimes I need some help.
That's very good. Anissa?
sometimes I need help because using computers are quite complex.
That's very good. I have got a very special book here about First World War. A nice book actually, and you talked about First World War, and there is First World War, another book. As you can see, very, very special 2 books. And then Second World War, another book here, 2 big war, as you can see. And I have got book about school, what children did during that time, during the war time. So this is very good. Now, in your school, Anissa and Ryan, yeah? So do you have a library in your school?
Yes.
Yes? So do you go and borrow books like history books, like about First World War, Second World War? Do you borrow and read them?
Yes, we do.
Okay, excellent. Now I will ask both of you because I'll be saying goodbye to you in about a couple of minutes' time. So can I start from Anissa first? Would you like to say, because it's a special day, Remembrance Day, today, 11th of November, and you mentioned about you observe 2 minutes silence at 11 o'clock in the morning, 11 a.m. Those young people or students or whoever are watching our program tonight, would you like to say anything very special? Any tips about history, about learning? Anissa?
Not really.
Okay, you don't want to give any tips, any good advice. Okay, what about Ryan? Maybe you can talk about history, whether they should learn history and what can they do.
Yeah, history is very important.
Right.
Wait, do we need
because it shows you about the past.
Okay. And in history, do you study the timeline, chronology, the events? Do you study those, Anissa?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
You study. So would you like to add something to what Ryan said, Anissa?
I think that what we learn it's very good for our future because we might not learn this stuff later.
Excellent.
So I think
Well
it's
said.
best to do it now.
Excellent. And definitely your teacher is listening. And both of you said nice thing. It's something you mentioned now. If you learn now, something you remember forever. I'm going to say both of you, thank you very much. I mean, Anisa as well as Ryan, for your time today. Make sure you give very special thanks to your parents and say thank you. And tomorrow, when you go to school, tomorrow you mention about that you talked about your school, you talked about the fundraising activity and sponsorship as well. So can I say goodbye to Anisa and goodbye to Ryan? John, you will stay with us.
Thank you.
We have to go to a short break. Just stay with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
4, 3, 2, 1, go.
প্রিয় দর্শক, বিরতির পর আবার এডুকেশন আওয়ারে আমরা কথা বলছি। আজকের টপিক রিমেম্বারেন্স ডে, এডুকেশন আওয়ারের। So our topic today is Remembrance Day. Today is a very special day in this country and around the world, 11th of November. This day we remember those heroes, those people laid down their lives to protect the nations, protect the countries around the world, to save people. And during the war, they gave their lives. So we are remembering them, we are praying for them. Millions of people passed away during wars, especially two big wars, First World War and Second World War. Millions of people died. They lasted for many years, 4, 5, 6 years. So during this program, first and second segment, we talked about Remembrance Day. We talked about some facts, First World War, Second World War, 3 children and a teacher who shared the importance of Remembrance Day, some facts. One student recited the poem, famous poem, Flandersfield. Education hour, particularly during this program, we try to bring in different topics to talk about learning in school, about different parts of curriculums. Today is particularly focused on history. And we are very pleased as you are watching the program. Our program we are broadcasting on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and also our website www.atnbanglauk.tv. Please do share on your Facebook our special program on Remembrance Day. And also we are broadcasting live on Sky Channel 779. We have 2 very special guests still there with us now. Jonathan Daniel. John, welcome back. And also Sabira. Yes. I can hear you properly. Maybe, I don't know whether there's a technical problem with the sound. John, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's clear. Thank you very much. And Sabira Bhuya, welcome back, Sabira.
Hello.
Yes, bit louder, Sabira, please, so I can hear you.
Hello.
Thank you. Yes, I can hear you now. Thank you very much. Welcome back, both of you. So we have been sharing so many great things about history, about Remembrance Day, about facts, about First, Second World War. And also, John, your school, 2 children, including yourself, and one of your member of staff from school, Mr. Farhaduddin. You know, we talked about the sponsorship and resources as well. So this is great. Sabira, if I come back to you.
Okay.
Would you like to share something with us today? Come on, you do share poems. You did share poem. Anything else?
So
Go.
I have the account of the first 2-minute silence that happened in
Yes.
the 11th November 1919. So this is the description. The first stroke of 11 is the magical effect. The tram cars glided into stillness. Motors ceased to cough and fume and stopped dead. And the mighty limbed dray horses hunched back upon their loads. Hesitancy, the rest of the man bowed their heads also. Here and there an old soldier could be detected, slipping unconsciously into the posture of attention. An elderly woman, not far away, wiped her eyes, and the man beside her looked white and stern. Everyone stood very still. The hush deepened. It had spread over the whole city, and became so pronounced as to impress one with a sense of audibility. It was a silence which was almost pain, and the spirit of memory brooded over it all.
Wow, super. Thank you very much. I mean, really great, Sabira, for great sharing. I mean, fantastic recitation as well, and lot of facts and a lot of other things as well. Sabira, so how is your school nowadays? What are you doing in school, in secondary school? Are you in years 10 or 11?
Year 11.
Year 11. Oh, very crucial year. So tell us about how many GCSEs are you going to appear next year?
So I have...
Oh, this year, isn't it? This year. Why I'm saying next year? This year, yes, correct. I'm wrong. Sorry.
I'm going to sit 8 GCSEs or 9.
Yes.
Yeah. And history is one of them.
Excellent.
And I have English, of course, maths, science. I do the triple science, so the separate sciences. I do French, I do drama.
What about
And
Bengali?
I am also going to apply for Bengali, yes.
Good.
And I think that's it.
So what kind of support, Sabira? I know it's not part of your topic, but still I would like to know, because the COVID-19 is affecting in our life, sometimes in a negative way, obviously, and sometimes maybe positive way, I don't know, because we are kind of getting together, everyone, and talking about this. So what kind of support are you getting from your school, from your teachers?
So what we have is we also have some meetings after school online, and they don't keep us from that long at school, because by having this meeting after school, we can understand that the doubts we have on that specific topic. They go through different topics every week, and our school teachers are trying their best to upload some stuff on our school channels and all that, so that it can help us to revise, as we missed a lot due to the COVID-19 pandemic. They're trying our best to just fill in those gaps through online and through school curriculums, and they're also trying to do some test quizzes in between classes to check our knowledge, and well, they're really supportive, and even though they have to keep a distance around us, they're pretty supportive, and they make sure that if we don't understand the topic, they will surely go over and over and over until we get it. At the point we get it, they will stop and make sure the others also get it.
Okay, thank you very much. Sabira, so do you think there will be an exam at the end of the year? Do you think, usually in May or June, isn't it, GCSE takes place?
Yes.
Yeah, is it going to happening?
There's some uncertainty now, because yesterday we've heard that Wales has cancelled it. So, and also England is also thinking about it. As I know, the GCSEs in England and other places have been delayed for 3 weeks.
Okay.
And so there's an uncertainty. I'm not really sure, but it's quite confusing.
Okay. I mean, obviously your teachers, they're assessing you well, they're giving good learning, and hopefully, you know, everything will become normal in couple of months' time, and you will be able to sit in the exam to show your full potential, full performances. Thank you, Sabira. Now, John, I know you mentioned about history, so which year do you teach, John, in school?
I currently teach year 6, which
Year
is the
6.
highest year of primary school.
So do you look after any other areas in school? Any special area in school? Like school, you have different areas.
Do you mean like a subject specialty?
Yes, yes, please.
I'm actually physical education lead.
Excellent. So physical education, particularly during COVID-19 time, Sabira is smiling. Definitely Sabira will agree with me. So how important it is. I know we are talking about Remembrance Day history. During this particular time, importance of PE, physical exercise.
I mean, it's huge, and particularly as children now don't have the opportunity to be going outside when they get home. We're in another lockdown, so essentially the only opportunity they actually have to stretch their legs in the day is in school. So providing opportunities for them to exercise and, you know, burn off some energy, it's absolutely essential at the moment.
Okay, I mean, obviously you mentioned about your teaching year 6 class. Are your students, your children, are going to sit for SETS exam at the end of the year, this year?
So as Sabina said before, at the moment we're expecting that they will sit them because the government haven't told us otherwise. In my opinion, I think they have to look really carefully at this and think, well, these children have missed 5 months worth of education.
Mm-hmm.
So either grade boundaries need to be dropped a little bit perhaps, or the test made a little bit simpler. So just to make it fair.
Yes, definitely, because there are many. I mean, as a teacher, if I ask you to give some tips to the students, those say, for example, watching our program. I know our topic about Remembrance Day, but during COVID-19, as a teacher, what kind of advice would you like to give to the children? I mean, obviously, you can talk about your area, as you mentioned about physical education, physical health as well. Yes, please.
If I had to give one big piece of advice, and particularly as people are trapped in their houses, children in particular, it's read. We've got a lot of children that are obviously really interested in other things. It might be computer games, television, but reading is absolutely paramount to building vocabulary, making your writing better. If I could give one tip, it would definitely be to read more.
On that note, can you take a call? There is a caller on the line. Assalamu alaikum দর্শক পরিচিতদের মন্তব্য কোনো প্রশ্ন You are live on air at Atn Bangla UK. Hello.
Hi there.
Hi.
I was just going to ask, this goes out to the teacher.
Yes, bit louder please. I couldn't hear properly. Yes.
Yes, so I'm just calling. I'm just asking to the teacher. I just wanted to know how he's finding teaching kids during COVID.
Would you like to, John? Would you like to take the question?
Absolutely. First of all, thank you for the question, caller. I would say it has been a challenge, particularly at the start of the virus. But now we've accepted what it is. We've got strict kind of measures in place to make sure people are as safe as possible. And we're just trying to get on with the job and educate children.
Caller, would you like to add something to that, or would you like to say anything else? Thank you.
No, I mean that's great. That's perfect. I just want to say I respect obviously teachers having to teach in a hard time, and work fair play to the students.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And yeah, so thank you. That's it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm having some problem with my listening. I don't know. There is a big technical problem. When I'm listening, your sounds are breaking out. So sorry, if I can't hear properly. I'm having a little bit of problem. Anyway, so thank you very much for your wonderful question to the teacher, and as well as your comments. Thank you very much, caller. Now, John, going back to this one, I forgot something here. Your colleague Farhaduddin mentioned that about they can upload, about the sponsorship. They can upload their finishing time using something like this hashtag @MayflowerMoves on Twitter or Instagram. So it talked about this sponsorship. They have to do something like a virtual challenge. Would you like to reiterate or anything add with this, please? John.
Absolutely. So we are raising money to try and get children access to laptops and tablets in the event that a lockdown does happen again, and also just generally to support them with home learning, because it's been such a tough time for them. We want to be able to give them extra learning so that we can support them at home too. The kind of sponsorship that we're raising, it's a virtual thing because of the lockdown. And we're asking people to share their kind of experiences along that journey on either Twitter or Instagram, just to show people how they're getting on with it, so other people can sponsor them and see how they're doing with their kind of journey.
Thank you, John. Thank you very much. Sabira, if I come to you, the history you mentioned about, you have a subject in GCSE's history, and history is important, as you mentioned earlier. Do you know, I'm going to a slightly different angle now. It's like we remember that as well. It's coming 16th of December, just next month. There is a special day for one nation. Do you know the name of that nation?
It's Bangladesh.
Bangladesh. What happened? Can you tell me, please?
It's Victory Day.
It's Victory Day, 16th of December, and a good probably, John, I don't know whether you're aware about this very special country, Bangladesh. It was liberated in 1971. Have you heard?
I have heard, yeah.
Definitely. Thank you. So I'm going to ask Sabida, is a good history teaching. Sabida, so what happened during 1971, Sabida?
So we had a war with Pakistan to free ourselves from Pakistan, as they declared Urdu as the main language of Pakistan, as Bangladesh was part of Pakistan at the time, and they wanted to get free, and we had to fight a whole war, and at the end Bangladesh was supported by India, which led to on the 16th of December 1971, where we won the war and we got liberated from Pakistan, and a new country was born, and it's called Bangladesh.
Thank you very much. Good sharing. 9 months war in 1971. And I was in year 3 that time. I must share, Sabira and John, with you. And I can still remember, it seemed like lockdown, COVID lockdown like that in Bangladesh in 1971. 9 months war, there wasn't any school, and we had to stay at home because we were scared of bombing, and so many people that died. 3 million people died during the war. So many people. And after 9 months, the country was liberated. And that's why 16th of December also is like a victory day, and they remember those heroes that gave their lives. So same like Remembrance Day. Obviously Remembrance Day is special around the world. And we wear a very special, what do you call it? It's not a very, but my special one I borrowed from one of my colleagues actually. I have to give thanks to her. Today she made one and I borrowed one from her. Thank you very much to her. Anyway, so special poppy. And as you know, Samira, you mentioned about this remembrance, but in Bangladesh they have another special kind of flower. What do you call it?
Be joyful.
Be joyful. So what is it? What is be joyful then?
Oh,
it's like a victory flower. What is it?
Yes. Oh, I forgot the
Don't
name.
worry. But this is like a symbol, and
Yes.
people wear during that time to remember, same as poppy, but each petal they have got different kind of meanings. I'll not go in detail. I will go next month and talk about that be joyful on 16th of December. But today we are keeping this to Remembrance Day about people those gave their lives during the wars, especially during the First and Second World War. And Sabira, I'm going to say very special thanks to you. But before I say goodbye to you, Sabira, do you have any good tips or anything to say to the students or anyone who is watching the program tonight about this special topic of history, Remembrance Day?
I would like to say, make a revision timetable.
3 minutes.
That's pretty important. If you have a timetable, it will be if you're organized, it will help with your health being. Have exercise or just like a little break, like do something like yoga or meditation in between in your timetable. Have some time with your family, because it's pretty good if you feel relaxed and you get to know more about your family. And have some time with your cousins, and do go outside. You need fresh air, of course. And I would say that's it.
Thank you for your fantastic tips, and thanks for your time today, Sabira, and all the best wishes for your GCSE exam. Say thanks to your mom and dad as well, and your siblings. Thank you very much. And John, thank you, yes. John, before I say goodbye to you, we are going to end the program in 2 minutes' time. What would be your good tips to the students, those are watching program, and also parents and guardians about today's topic, and maybe any general advice about COVID-19? I'm having some difficulties with the noise anyway, but carry on. You carry on, John.
No, sorry, I had my microphone muted.
Yes, please carry on.
I can only echo what Sabina said in terms of, trying to stay as healthy as you can, try and keep your life as normal as you can within the guidelines. and just do your best to get through this time. It will come to an end, and just, yeah, you've got to do what you can to be happy, to be healthy. And if you're a child and you've missed a lot of education, you're all in the same boat. Keep working hard, keep concentrating, and you'll be fine.
Thank you, Jonathan Daniel John, Year 6 teacher in Mayflower School in London, and also Year P coordinator. Thanks for your fantastic talk and sharing so many things we discussed. Really, thanks for your time. And Sabira, thank you very much for your time as well. Priya Darshak, we talked about today Remembrance Day. Our topic was Remembrance Day and a part of history. We will teach our children about the history. And thank you very much for watching our program tonight. And today is a very special day, 11th of November. At 11 o'clock, we observe 2 minutes silence. We remember the heroes that died during the wars.
Thank you.
আগামী প্রোগ্রাম দেখার আমন্ত্রণ জানিয়ে আমরা বিদায় নিচ্ছি। ভালো থাকবেন, সুন্দর থাকবেন। আসসালামু আলাইকুম, শুভরাত্রি।